Okay, we're at the beach in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and we're asking people just a simple question. If you could go back and visit your 20-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice that you know you'd take, what would it be? Let's see what they say. If you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self, what one piece of advice would you give yourself if you knew you would take it?
Not to work as hard.
Not to work as hard.
Not to work. I was a veterinarian for 30 years. And I worked really hard. I had 5 days vacation every year for about 30 years. And finally, just when I was 55, retired and having a great time now. Best years of my life, unfortunately, are when I get to be 55 years old to 68. But I'm having a great time.
Awesome. Oh, if you could go back and visit your 20-year-old self, what one piece of advice with regard to your health would you give your 20-year-old self if you knew you'd take it?
I would tell myself to start eating a whole food, plant-based diet earlier than I am now, because I feel better. It prevents cancer, prevents heart problems. I feel like I'm healthier every year I eat it instead of getting older.
Nice.
And so yeah, I don't know if I would have started then, because I think I would have missed a lot of joy in life. But instead of waiting until I was 67, I might have started when I was 50 or so.
A little more of a head start on it.
Yeah, a little bit head start.
The one piece of advice you'd give your 20-year-old self if you knew you'd take it?
To really think about getting married and the things that you want to do in life. You know, I would think that the way that I ate back then.
If you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice that you know you'd take, what would it be?
Buy a house early. Don't drink too much.
I would, as you see, I'm fairly decent shape, but I would like to be, a lot more better shape. I would probably hit the gym a lot more, because as older you get, you got to keep yourself a little more better condition, because as your body gets older, you wear down a little bit easier, and it's harder to get in shape.
You
Stay in shape.
You're in pretty good shape. But what do you do for?
I do road bike, mountain bike, stuff like that. So I ride like bicycles and stuff quite a bit.
Any resistance training?
Do some weight training here and there.
Yeah.
Not a lot of it, but mostly my stuff is
on a
bike riding and stuff like that.
Runner by any chance?
I'm not a runner. My knees don't like that.
That's true for all of us.
My bicycle, I can do that, but running is past my days.
What about diet? Do you have any opinions on what's good diet-wise?
I don't follow fad diets and stuff like that. I just figure, you try to stay away from the processed foods as much as you can. If you're traveling, it's kind of hard to do that, but you do the best you can. But as far as home, my wife and I, or I do, we eat pretty healthy. We try to stay on a good healthy diet and don't eat a lot of junk food. We just don't do that.
Stay away from the processed stuff.
Yes. I think that's a lot of our problem in our society now today.
Big problem.
It really is.
Yeah, definitely.
I believe it is. So.
All right, very, very good.
I think my wife and I would travel a lot more and retire a lot earlier than what we are now, but
so maybe take life a little easier.
A little more easier, yeah. We're kind of ready. We're getting to that point right now, but you raise a family, you do what you got to do, and that was just my son that was sitting next to me. So, but raising him up and stuff, and we get out and enjoy our country a little bit more.
Well, that's a good one too, for my health. Probably slow down on the partying a little bit, maybe when I was in my 20s. That wouldn't have hurt. I don't know if I'd take that advice though. I could tell myself that, but I'd probably play it the same way anyway. I mean, I'm 66 now, so I try to stay in good shape. I was a firefighter most of my career, so I worked out really hard. Probably if I went back to my younger years in my early firefighter days, I probably would have been more careful about lifting free weight, because I was just busting out on that. And I ended up with a couple lower disc injuries in my lower back, and it could have been some of the firefighting stuff too, but I think it was also partly due to how hard I was working in the gym, because I just went all the time, and I was lifting all free weight, and with a small frame like mine, I think I should have done more core exercises and maybe a little less of the free weight, use more machine. But well-rounded diet, I think, is always good. Not just between carbohydrates and meat, and I think mostly the exercise is important. I've been lucky; I have a high metabolism, so I I've never been, too much into having to starve myself. I think just working hard and burning off the calories you take in works.
So if you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self, what one piece of advice, if you knew you'd take it, would you give yourself?
I was 20, I was 86. I don't say this to be funny, but I would tell him to buy Microsoft. You should seriously consider moderation when it comes to alcohol. That's what I would tell him.
Perfect. Hey, well, we didn't find a ton of people down here on the beach, so we're gonna go downtown and see what we can find downtown. Beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Oh man, go to college right away and get a good job. That'd be my number one.
Okay.
Garden my health. Just stay away from the junk food from day one. Don't even start down that road. It's so hard to get off of it. Stay away from drugs, stay away from drinking.
Okay, so if you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self and you could give yourself one piece of advice that you knew you'd take, what would it be?
Don't listen to what anyone says to you or about life. Just keep trying and just aim for being happy in the moment. Don't stop maintaining. Had some stuff come up in my mid-20s and let it fall to the wayside, and it's a lot harder to get there than it is to maintain it.
Very true.
That's what I'd say.
Okay, perfect.
Don't ever smoke cigarettes. Save your money.
If you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self and give yourself one piece of advice that you know you'd take, what would it be?
Stay in school. Stay in college. Don't drink. Don't drink alcohol.
So if you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self and you could give yourself one piece of advice that you know you'd take, what would it be?
Don't drink.
All right.
Continue exercising. Maintain a body weight that your body can handle, especially your joints, because they will give out on you eventually if you don't take care of them. And you do that by working out your body.
Right on. Okay, so if you could go back in time and visit your 20-year-old self and you could give yourself one piece of advice that you know you would take,
Right?
what would it be?
Get an education now. Don't wait till you're 45. Throw these cigarettes away now. Don't wait till I don't smoke for another 20 years.
Well, other than the advice about investments, we can probably digest that down to just a couple of things. Don't do anything that's going to hurt yourself, and do some things that are good for yourself. The real trick to all this is you don't get a mulligan. You don't get to go back and talk to your 20-year-old self, but it's not too late ever to take the advice you would have given your 20-year-old self. So answer that question for yourself, give yourself that advice, and then do what you said you should do, and see if you can't live a better life. Thanks for watching.